Hello! Today you are going to expand your vocabulary, and by the end of today's lesson you'll be able to talk about geography and natural disasters. We are on page 60. First exercise for today is exercise number 1, to choose the odd one out and explain why. As you can see, the number 1 is completed. You have 3 options: Cyprus, Munich and Naples. Cyprus is the odd word out because it's an island, while Munich and Naples are cities. Number 2, 3 options given: the Himalayas, the Nile and the Pyrenees. The correct option, or the odd one out, is the Nile because it's a river and those two are mountains. Number 3, we have Africa, China, Europe. The odd one out is China. Why? Because it's a country, while Africa and Europe are continents. Number 4, we have the Atlantic, the Pacific and the Sahara. The odd one out is the Sahara, so it's desert, while the Pacific and the Atlantic are the oceans. And finally, number 1, 3 options given are the Mediterranean, Niagara Falls and the Baltic. The option that is the odd one is Niagara Falls. Okay, the 2 others are seas. Okay, well done. Let's move on to the next exercise, exercise number 2. Let's see what we have here. To complete this exercise, you have to take the headings in the text or in the articles, the headings of the articles, which are floods, earthquakes, hurricane, tornadoes, droughts, and volcanoes, and your task is to match them with their definitions. So let's see if you have done it correctly. A huge wave, that's a tsunami. We also say in our language tsunami. B, no rain for a long time, that's a drought. Susha. C, an extremely strong wind, a hurricane, in our language, uragan. A mountain that can explode and send out hot rocks is a volcano, vulcan. E, when the ground shakes and cracks appear, that's an earthquake, zemljotres. And F, a lot of water on land that is normally dry is a flood, which is poplava. So, as you can see, a hurricane, a drought, a tsunami, a flood, a volcano, and an earthquake are natural disasters. Natural disasters. Now, what is important here? To complete the exercise number 3, we assume that you have read these articles. So, let's do it. Let's do it together and read the article. You have read it and you are to choose the correct option. First one, 4 million or 400 million people, or 400 people died. 4 million people died when the Yellow River flooded in 1931. Imagine that. Number 2, Ying believes or doesn't believe that the Chinese government can control the Yellow River. She doesn't believe. Number 3, there probably, 2 options are will or won't be an earthquake in San Francisco before 2050. The correct option is will be a major earthquake in San Francisco. Number 4, Mount Vesuvius is an, let's see options, active or extinct. It's an active volcano. And number 5, the biggest problem in Texas at the moment is, let's see, flooding or drought. Correct. Drought is the biggest problem in Texas at the moment. Okay, let's get back to the text. As you can see in these articles, there are some expressions in red or highlighted or underlined. We need them to do the exercises in the word store. So let's start with the first one, which is word store 5a. Complete word store 5a with the correct form of the words in red in the article. Foothills, valley, bay, glacier, dam, coast and peninsula. And all of them are marked with a certain number. You see, from 1 to 8. So let's listen and check if you have done it correctly or matched numbers with expressions, with words. Okay.
CD2. Track 32. 1. Riverbank. 2. Coast. 3. Bay. 4. Peninsula. 5. Foothills. 6. Glacier. 7. Valley. 8. Dam.
Okay. We're going just to check the understanding. So riverbank is obala rijeke, coast obala, bay zaliv, peninsula poluostrvo, foothills podnožje, glacier gletscher, valley dolina, dam brana. Okay, let's move on to word store 5b. Complete word store 5b with the correct form of the underlined verbs in the article. Then listen, check and repeat.
CD2. Track 33. 1. Hills that overlook famous cities sometimes give you stunning views. 2. Rivers usually flow from the mountains to the sea. 3. A river can burst its banks and flood the local area. 4. It's very difficult to predict when an earthquake will strike or a volcano will erupt.
Yes, those are the expressions. Overlook. Hills that overlook famous cities sometimes give you stunning views. Overlook. Koji imaju pogled na poznate gradove. Rivers usually flow. Rijeke obično teku. A river can burst its bank. Znači može da provali, da izbije svoje obale, strane rijeke i da poplave lokalno područje. And the last expression, it's very difficult to predict when an earthquake will strike or volcano will erupt. Znači, jako je teško predvidjeti kada će zemljotres da zadrma, da udari, bukvalno bi bilo, ili kada će vulkan da eruptira. Ok, kada će izbiti erupcija vulkana, kada će se dogoditi. Now, one more exercise for today. It's 5C. Complete the word store 5C with the infinitive of the highlighted verbs in the article. Then listen, check and repeat. We have options here: locate, predict, produce, reduce and evacuate. On the left we have noun forms, on the right verb forms. So let's listen and check if you have completed
CD2.
correctly.
Track 34. 1. Destruction. Destroy. 2. Evacuation. Evacuate. 3. Location. Locate. 4. Prediction. Predict. 5. Production. Produce. 6. Reduction. reduce.
Okay. Destruction is a noun. Uništavanje, destrukcija. Verb form is destroy, uništiti. Evacuation, evakuacija. Evacuate, evakuisati. Location, lokacija, mjesto. Locate, locirati, odrediti mjesto nečega, smjestiti. Prediction, predviđanje. Predict, predvidjeti. Production, proizvodnja. Produce, proizvoditi. Reduction, smanjenje. Reduce, smanjiti ili redukovati. That's all for today. I hope that you enjoyed today's lesson and see you next time.